Arcane Persistence is really incredibly good even after that fairly meaty nerf that it got right away, and is something that health tank frame fanatics like me are really enjoying. What this new Arcane does is that if you have over 700 armor, you can't take more than 500 damage in a single second, but the trade-off is that you don't get any shields, so this is 1000% a health tanking Arcane. However, there's a few interesting things that you need to know about how this Arcane functions. The effect of the Arcane stops working if you've been affected by a magnetic status effect or by nullifying effects like nullifier bubbles or the Violent Acolyte's AoE silence, meaning that you need to be especially careful around those kinds of enemies, and or bring a status cleansing helmet like Neja's Firewalker or Uriel's Remedium to cleanse and protect from any pesky status procs. Secondly, the Arcane is reactive to your armor changes in mission, meaning that if you're right at 700 armor and get affected by a heat or corrosive effect which debuffs your armor, it can turn off the Arcane. But conversely, this is also good news because conditional armor increases will work with it, such as health conversion, Warcry, or elemental ward, allowing a much larger number of frames to take advantage of it with that in mind. Thirdly, it won't protect you from true damage like Life Leech Eximuses and Slash status effects, which can be very dangerous, but if you're quick on your feet, you should be fine. And finally, its 500 damage limit is after sources of damage reduction like with armor or adaptation, which is just something to keep in mind and doesn't really matter for most players, but might start to become a concern going into things like ETA, EDA, or long endurance runs depending on your loadout. Like we said, since it's reactive to armor changes in mission, basically any frame can take advantage of this if you really feel like it, but it's especially fantastic on any typical health tank frame like Nidus, Inaros, or Kulovo, but it's also surprisingly great on Garuda, whose build I'll haul out later today or tomorrow using this new Arcane and comboing up with primary overcharge for really silly shenanigans on our gun. And as always, sub for more tips and swing by my stream if you need any help.